Hey everyone, thanks for tuning into my blog. For those of you that are new to my blog and are just seeing my face for the first time, my name is Corwin Palacios, and I've been a fit enthusiast my entire life. Today I'm going to talk about the relationship between exercise and happiness, and why you should exercise at least 30 minutes a day to prove that your life will live a much happier life. So I'm sure you've heard through peers, friends, mentors, and maybe even reading up some studies that exercising, scientifically speaking, bursts happiness within us. I'm going to talk about why that's the case. So, whenever we exercise, um, our brains recognize this activity as a moment of stress, and when our brains think that exercising is stress, it causes our heart rate to increase, and our bodies enter a sort of fight or flight behavior. And while we enter this behavior, a protein is released in our brain called BDNF, which stands for brain derived neurotrophic factor. What this protein does, the BDNF, is acts it acts as a protective and reparative element to our memories and to many memory neurons, which sort of acts as a reset switch. This, combined with various endorphins that are also released during this moment of stress that we experience while exercising, often feels as if we have a clear mind. And what more practically you could relate this to is if you're ever running on a treadmill or outside somewhere and you all of a sudden feel like you have more energy and you get this rush of euphoria, then that sort of runner's high is this moment of these proteins and these endorphins rushing your brain. So that just goes to show that exercising in that moment can pick you up out of a sad or stressful mood and put you in a better place right away. So the key to maintaining this happiness is to try and make it a habit. Now, making exercise a habit can be found as difficult for some people, whether that's because they simply don't like it or because they just don't have the time. What I'm trying to say here is you can always have time to exercise, even if it's something as little as doing 20 push-ups right before you go to bed, or right before you take a shower, rather. That would make more sense. Or finding maybe 20 minutes a day right after you get off work to come home, just go on a quick run, then come back home and make dinner. These little adjustments that you make in your life will prove to end up creating a habit that you will slowly get more and more into, that will ultimately lead to a life that's cherished with more happy memories and etc. So, as I've mentioned, exercising has a variety of tools associated with it. I spoke about the happy chemicals that are released, the reducing of the stress. It's known to clear your mind, and it's also known to combat depression and just boost your psychological well-being overall. And what some may consider exercise as is a healthy addiction. I find that through talking to friends and family, whenever people get stressed out, they would rather smoke a cigarette or sit down and start eating their emotions or sit back, relax, and go on a TV marathon. All of these things are great ways to reduce stress. However, they have one thing in common, and that's they're not healthy and they're not good for us. You see, exercising is the one thing that you can do for the rest of your life, and it will only give you positive outcomes no matter what. And according to a study from The Power of Habit and Why We Do What We Do in Our Life and Business, in a recent post from a man named Joel about the power of daily exercise, he says, By 9:30 a.m., I've done an hour of coding on the most important task I have right now on Buffer. I've been to the gym and had a great session. I've done 30 minutes of emails and it's only 9:30 and I feel like I've succeeded. I feel fantastic. When you're able to conquer each and every day, starting it off by exercising and then making it a priority, get it out of the way first, followed by your day-to-day tasks, whether that be work or anything else, you'll find that starting the day off with an exercise will ultimately lead to the feeling of confidence and overall great self-being. And that leads to my next point of looking good and feeling good. As you make it a habit and a healthy addiction to continue to exercise, you'll find that, which it may sound obvious, but your body will start undergoing physical changes, and you'll notice differences in your physique. And as you notice these changes, when you walk by a mirror and you realize that those sit-ups or those push-ups are actually defining your muscles more, then you start feeling more confident. And this idea of looking good and feeling good creates this butterfly effect where you work out, you look good, and then you feel good. And as a result, you're more confident and you go out and are able to create relationships with people in better moods and just a better mindset overall. This butterfly effect of looking good, feeling good, and working out, it generates waves and waves of positivity in your life, which in turn can create another butterfly effect of generating these waves of positivity in other people's lives as well. You may ask your friend or colleague, hey, let's go to the gym sometime, let's work out. And then all of a sudden you guys are both working out together and you're bonding through that exercise, because most people find it easier to open up and to speak to each other through the act of doing something. And this exercise is a great method to get that accomplished. And long story short, these relationships that you make and these impacts you have on other people all stem from the idea of promoting your own self well-being. Because once you're able to work on bettering yourself as a person, then you can do the same for other people and help them better themselves in their own lives. I'm the type of person who loves working out, and I have been, like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, my entire life. And something I've found interesting about myself is that whenever I leave the gym, I'm truly never satisfied. And this sounds odd, as if I maybe am not working out hard enough, or I just don't like the workouts I'm doing and I'm not getting any results. But that's not the case at all. The case is that I leave dissatisfied every time I leave the gym, because I'm motivated to come back the next time and work harder the next time, because I'm always looking for ways to continuously improve my physique, which then relates to my relationships with others, and so on and so forth. That constant hunger that I have to better myself then translates to other activities. Like when I go to work, I don't feel satisfied leaving the day if I didn't make that day productive. Or when I'm hanging out with friends and family, I want to cherish those moments and make them lasting. Otherwise, I'll go home feeling like it was a waste of time or a waste of a day. And at the end of the day, when you have this feeling constantly lingering, this relentless motivation to work out and to develop great relationships in your life, you look back and realize, where did this all start from? And it started from when you took that time out of the day, starting from 20 minutes, then turning to 30 minutes, to an hour, every day, etc. You realize that working out started all of these different allocations of happiness in your life, and you were able to get yourself out of a slump or mood of dissatisfaction by creating a routine of a healthy habit and relating it to others as well. So that's my spiel on exercising and happiness. And I hope you guys like this video and continue to subscribe to my blog. Thank you.